Hello, welcome back. I think it's almost done with the installation and other stuff. I believe still open the solution. Now everything gets installed. So let me recap what we actually done here. We have opened the project framework in latest version of Visual Studio 2022, and it is actually shown some sort of a project component missing something like a sort of an error. So we installed it, and we again um, um, uh, and we come again, and we are trying now. What we will do here is we will show you where we are actually standing now. We will set the active project, and we got the same error, so which some of the team members already reported. So let me try to run it and and confirm that that error is happening again here. So it should happen. So the same problem, we are not able to log into the system. This is because some of the OLEDB provider string was not correct. Okay, so that's what if you see the previous video, you can see that there was a problem like this. Okay, when you try to connect to the database, Microsoft is not registered with this local machine. That means that it is not installed. So Copilot asked us to have some form of a fix. So let me try admin. See this. So it is not logging to the machine. So what Copilot suggested was to go and change the provider string. Okay. So this is what the Copilot suggested, go and change the provider string. So this was the provider string it is actually suggested. So previously this, if you see that in the web.config, you can see that the connection string inside in the connection string, we actually set it as on older version of correction string, which he probably may not support. Okay, if you go to just a minute. Yeah, hello, yeah, ഞാൻ വന്നേക്കാം കേട്ടോ. Okay, ഞാൻ വന്നേക്കാം. So in the previous version, see this. So web.config, see this. So it is actually Microsoft.jet.oledb 4.0. So what we will do here is we will try with the what Copilot suggested. So we will do connect it with the using Microsoft.ace.oldb.12.0. Okay, instead of this. This was an older version. This was there way back in the 19 Windows XP days. Okay, where we used to connect with this OLDB so and so. Okay, so what we will do here is we will replace this thing with the newer one. Okay, and let's try to run it and see whether we will be able to run it. Okay, it compiled. Now let's try to run it. So settings are the previous one. Any CPU debug, any CPU project framework work. Okay, so that's what the settings here. So let's try it and see our luck. Okay, admin admin. So submit. I think it is already done. See this. So just by changing the connection string, we are able to log into the system. So instead of Microsoft.jet.oledb.4.0, we just replace with Microsoft.ace.oledb.12.0, or probably we can even try with the 16.0 as well, and see whether that is also log into the system. See, this is actually log into the system. So what we will do is we will try with the 16.0 as well and see what happens. Okay. Uh, let's try to compile and run and see whether this is also going to. So we need to see this should be installed in this machine. Otherwise, this is not going to work. Okay, this is already installed, so that's why it is already, that provider is already installed, or that component is installed, so it is working. So now we will try our luck with this one as well. So this is also installed. Okay, so with either of these two settings, instead of this one, Microsoft jet.oledb.4.0, either of these two settings, this is going to work. Okay, so this is how we need to. So it has nothing to do with the previous package installation and other stuff. Okay, it has nothing to do with that. This has something to do with only with the connection string. This was not installed. Okay, this connection string or this connectivity component was not installed. That's the reason why we are not able to log into the system. So likewise, you might encounter other problems as well, especially when you try to upgrade it to a new version. version of Visual Studio. This is the reason why people often asking, let's say if a customer is given you a Visual Studio solution or a project solution, existing project solution, they will specify that this will work on Visual Studio so and so version. Let's say if they are specifying that Visual Studio 2015, always make sure that that environment is installed in our machine. Then only you should open in that Visual Studio only. Okay, this is what happens when you try to upgrade it to a newer version of Visual Studio, which is not recommended, especially with the maintenance project. If it is a maintenance project, always make sure that whatever working environment which is there, okay, which is in the customer's machine, should be here as well. Okay, and we should not, unless and explicitly asked by the customer that let's say we need to upgrade it to 2022 or whatever version. If the customer didn't explicitly ask you to upgrade it, don't do that, because customer may not be spending you money for that upgrading these sort of routines. Okay, and he is not expecting that as well. Okay, so always go with the customer, always see what actually the customer wants, and always make sure that you adhere to the specifications of the customer. Okay, so that's what we did. Since this is our own project and we need to anyway upgrade it to the project framework, new version of Visual Studio, we had actually done this thing and we had found this problem. You can see this how I debug this problem in the previous video. Hope this video